One.
Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports Today. I'm Maureen Russell-Hodson. The shopping season is upon us, and folks are out buying things online, buying things in stores, and we want to make sure to keep your holidays bright and merry. And here to give us some tips for that is our good friend, Officer John Davis. Hi, John.
Hi, Maureen. How are you?
I'm great, and we do want things to be good. I mean, it's the holiday season. We know you're out shopping. We know you're visiting family. We know you're probably putting packages in your car, going from one store to another, and all of these things could possibly pose some kind of threat or danger.
A threat. Well, actually, you have run the danger of becoming the victim of a crime.
Yes, and we don't want that to happen.
And these are crimes of opportunity.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things that you can do that are so simple that you can eliminate that completely. From an aspect of you mentioned people, staging their gifts in cars, or that's a good hiding place. I would tell you I would never try to leave anything in a car that I wasn't willing to part with, because it's just so easily taken. The simple act of locking your car door and taking your valuables with you pretty much eliminates this crime in general. I can't think in recent history of any incidents where we've had someone just break into a car to see what they might find.
Really?
No. If it's unlocked.
Crimes of opportunity, right?
Crimes of opportunity. So we're trying to change that behavior so that the criminals don't have that target. So if we can just get the public to lock those car doors and take those valuables with them, or if they have to leave a valuable.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. If you're going to multiple stores and you're putting packages in your car.
If you have to, make sure you're putting them out of sight, preferably in a trunk. Now that's a little tricky with SUVs these days because you can look in the windows. But I would tell you that if you're going to do that, if you have to take a load of gifts out to, get rid of them to go in and continue shopping, I would suggest that you move that car. Get in there and move it. Now, most people, you got this great parking spot, you don't want to give it up, but you may have someone there watching for someone to do just what you just put in they're going to go shopping in your car, basically. So I would encourage people to keep in mind that there are people in the parking lots of shopping centers and stores waiting for someone to carry out that gift that they're looking for. And they may even watch you in the store to see what you buy, to see if you carry it out. These people are out there doing that, so it's important to pay attention to your surroundings, but also try to take steps to eliminate that crime of opportunity. So if you go out to your car and load the back end with gifts, move 2 stores down into a different parking space. At least they don't see you putting those things there. The same thing will hold true with the ladies and their purses.
Yeah.
Don't get to the shopping center, the store, and get out and go, oh, I don't want to carry my purse with me, and open up the trunk and throw it in there, because it's just too easily taken. And we're seeing an uptick in those crimes right now because people need money for and they know that the cars are full of valuables right now. So
you need to be cautious all the time, but really especially cautious this time of year, because there are more people, I guess, looking for an opportunity.
This is a target-rich environment right now. They know people have a lot of things in their cars when they're out shopping.
And it's not just in parking lots of shopping centers. This is like at your own house.
It would certainly be at your own house. Yeah. And we have done a really good job, at least in Centerville, of lowering those numbers since we started the Lock It, Don't Leave It campaign. We have seen a very drastic change in that. But it's more important now than ever because, like I said, people are putting things in their cars. They're hiding that special gift for someone that they don't want them to find in the house. Keeping in mind, though, it's very easily stolen from a car.
Okay. Let's talk, too, about packages, because a lot of people, you're buying things online. That's obviously becoming more and more popular. So when packages come to your home, maybe you're at work or not there, and that's also a crime of opportunity.
It's very, I mean, it's just sitting there in the wide
ready
open.
Ready for the taking.
One of the best things you can do is if you have that retired neighbor or someone there that you trust, that you can ask them, hey, will you accept this package for me? Or even if you have a relative that lives in the area that's home during the day, that you might be able to change that shipping address to go to them. I know my wife and I, we send it to her parents, my in-laws. They live a couple streets over from us, so they're home during the day. They're both retired.
Perfect, yeah.
So they get the package, and then we can just go over and pick it up later. But you have to keep those things in mind. There's also, opportunities to have them shipped to the store and pick them up at the store. That's always a good opportunity. And then some of them even offer to have it shipped to a FedEx location or UPS, where you go pick it up there, rather than leaving that $700-800 electronic item on your front porch all day, hoping that no one drives by. Because there are going to be people looking for those opportunities, and they drive by your house and see a big box in front of at your front door, they're going to wonder, hey, what is that?
It's just missing only the big red bow.
Yes, absolutely. The neon sign going free.
So you have to think about that. I mean, when you're, especially if you're trying to get a lot of things ordered and you feel the pressure, maybe don't have it delivered to home, or make sure you have an alternate location or someone to pick up for you.
Right. I tell people it's the same advice I give when you go shopping. Have a plan. When you go shopping, make sure that you think ahead. Don't just run out and then all of a sudden go, oh, wait a minute. Have a plan in place when you're going to do that online shopping to know where you're going to have those things shipped to. When you're going to go out shopping, make sure you plan ahead and don't necessarily take your big, huge purse with you with everything. I know it's sometimes kind of.
But you have all your coupons in there on all your sales papers.
I finally got through to my wife this year. It's the first time I've ever actually been successful. She carried a much smaller purse where she had credit cards and some cash that she needed, something that she could easily, didn't have to set down, didn't need to leave in a cart, things like that. Think ahead about those things. Think about what you're going to need and just take what you need. Don't take the small suitcase.
Well, and that's a great idea, because when we go out and do our Christmas shopping, we typically have a list.
Yes.
So we're already starting the plan, so just continue that plan to include safety.
Put your list on your cell phone. Have it in your notes section of your cell phone. You can flip through it. Everyone's walking around. No one ever leaves their phone behind. I'm not asking you to do that.
Right.
But you can have things like that as well. When we talked about putting the packages in your car, you want to make sure you don't weigh yourself down from a personal safety standpoint. You're an easy target when all you can do is concentrate on what you're carrying. So that's another thing to think about is make sure you know what you're going to do with those packages instead of putting yourself at risk.
And always park under a well-lit area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because it might be the closest space when you get there, it may not be the best one when you leave. You may come out and find yourself in a totally dark corner where no one's around. So think ahead. Again, it's that pre-planning. Make sure you're going to be in that well-lit area where there's going to be a lot of foot traffic, where people are going to be around. Because just because that's the closest one doesn't mean it's going to be the best one. That also offers some seclusion if someone wants to go and steal something from your car. You're in that secluded area where no one's around.
Okay, so good advice. Have that plan. And then also, I guess you should have a plan in case you get phone scammed, which also seems to be an uptick during the holiday season.
You'll get phone scams. You'll get a lot of charities at this time of the year trying to. The same messages. If you don't know who's calling you, if you didn't initiate that call and you don't know who you're talking to, don't take anything that they're saying for granted. Do your own homework. Vet the person you're calling. Tell them you'll call them back. Do some of your own homework. Contact the Better Business Bureau. There's all kinds of people out there that you can contact to see if this is legitimate or not. I think it's great. We have a very giving community, and we know it goes on out there, but just do your homework. Take a few extra steps to make sure that your money's going to the right place and that you're not being scammed.
If that person on the other end is pressuring you to donate now, donate today, you don't have to do that.
You absolutely do not have to do that, and that would be red flag number one.
Right.
If they don't want to let you off that phone, that's telling me that that's a commission-driven telemarketer.
Okay.
And those are the people that are out there. They got to push. If that's the case, you want to take a step back and go, hey, wait a minute. Why don't they want me to come off that phone? Because they figure you're going to do your homework and realize that this is not a good charity, that 1% of the money is going to the charity and the rest is going to fund. So there's all kinds of things that they don't want you to find out. That's why they don't want you to get off that phone until you make that donation.
And then the other thing is when maybe an elderly person gets the call from the grandchild who is in need. And this seems to make it cycle every couple months or something.
That one never goes away.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to do your homework. Don't take for granted. Don't give information over the phone. Get with your grandchildren. Make sure your grandchildren know, especially adult grandchildren. Let them know that there's a security word or password you want to come up with, something like that, or ask them something only they would know. If they can't answer that, then you know you've got a scam going on. Those are going on year round.
And I think sometimes elderly folks wonder, well, how would they know my grandchildren's names? And that's all easy to find now.
It's very easy to find. Probably the most blatant example of it would be social media.
Yeah.
Social media, you open up your life to the world, and that's how a lot of times they get to that. But don't panic. Do a little bit of homework. Call. Make those phone calls to make sure that little Johnny's not in Mexico with his friends from college. Things of that nature. It's very easily dispelled.
Yeah, and yeah, call your family, and if for some reason you are scammed, you should call the police department, right?
Yes, if you've given out any personal information, if you've paid money that you know it wasn't going to where it was supposed to be, then yes, we need to know about that. These are very tricky. I'm not going to tell you that we're going to be able to go out and find these people,
right,
but it's something we need to know about and what's going on, because there's certain steps you can take to protect yourself further, especially if you've given out personal information. So it's important that we know that.
And that kind of rolls into see something, say something. If you are out and you notice somebody, a stranger, maybe picking up a package from someone's house, should you give a call to the police department?
Absolutely. If your first thought, and I know I've said this
yeah,
on this show with you,
right,
I don't know how many times, if your first thought is that doesn't look right, I should call the police, then you should be calling the police. Don't talk yourself out of it. Let us come out and find out what it really is. We would much rather come out and take 99, good intent calls, right, over the one that we go back later and talk to them and go, well, I saw that guy, but I didn't want to bother you guys. The same thing would hold true when you're at the mall, when you're out shopping, in the shopping centers. If you see something that's not right, it's imperative that you let someone know, but also for your own personal safety. Mm-hmm. If you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, you're not going to recognize those threats, those problems, and by the time you do, it's going to be too late. So please pay attention to your surrounding. It's the world we live in.
Right, that's the truth. I mean, I think we see that more and more each day. You have to be aware, and you have to be able to call.
You have to take responsibility for your own safety, yeah, whether it be personal safety, whether it be your belongings. You have to be responsible for those things as well. We're going to be out there and we're going to protect you the best we can, but you're the only person that's going to be with you 100% of the time, right?
Right.
So you have to take responsibility for your own safety, whether it be personal or property.
Okay, and I also, before we close, I want to talk about the Citizens Police Academy, because you're entering the 30th?
We will have class number 30
Class number
January.
30, which means this has been going on for about 15 years then,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So for people who are unaware of the program, it's terrific, and I think you have so many, how many, you think 500-600 people out there who have gone through the classes?
At least.
Okay.
Probably the average class is between 20 and 25, so if you do the math, yeah, we would have easily 600.
So we still have potential for some more students out there.
Yeah.
But this class happens every Wednesday, and it kicks off on January 11th. And so for people who would be interested, they need to go through an application process,
yes,
right?
There is an application process. You need to contact. You can either call me or email me, and I can email the information to you. You can come to the lobby. The applications are in the lobby. It's a 12-week program. It's one night a week on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9:30. And we really kind of open the doors and open the books and show you what it is we do and why we do it, how we do it. Kind of the method to our madness, if you will. There's so many people out there that don't understand what American law enforcement is doing on a daily basis.
I think during this time it's so important too, John, when so many people wonder about police departments and how operations run.
There are so many myths and rumors out there, and the entertainment media has skewed what we really do, that most people don't really have a real good handle on the things that we do and how we do them and why we do them. And this is the great thing about this program. We get to meet people, they get to meet us, mm-hmm. They get to know the officers, they get to know the department, and I think they have a much better feel and feel better about it after they've gone through, if you will.
Yeah.
But also these people are much more apt to call us when they see something, when they need something, because they have that personal connection. A lot of times I think people won't, because they don't know what they're going to receive. They don't know what they're going to get. And that program really helps with that. It's just a fantastic program. I think it's the best community outreach program that we have.
I would agree. And if you're interested, you could call 433-7661
yes.
to reach John as well. And again, it's called the Citizens Police Academy course. It's 12 weeks. It kicks off on January 11th. So you probably want to get applications.
Yes, I need those applications sooner rather than later.
You can stop by the police department and pick one up as well, though,
yes,
too, right?
Yes, in the lobby at the records
online
window. Yes, you can get it online. You can get it from the lobby of the police department.
Okay, well, thanks for all the information. We don't want to scare people. We just want to make sure that you are safe and enjoy your holidays. So thanks for all the information, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Happy holidays.